Let's say you are working as a Power App developer in one company. As a part of your development process, you need to display data on gallery control. If only 10 to 20 records are there, then it is okay to display data in gallery control. But what if there are 100 or 500 records are there? So what will happen? If you see here, if I run the screen, here I am displaying data of employee and that is more than 500 record. So every time if I want to see the data, I need to scroll it, and you can see that this much scroll things are there, and I need to continuously scroll until I want to get the last record. So is there any alternate way that I can display data in such a way that it not includes scroll, and it displays that how many pages of informations are there, like this? Let me show you. Here see, I am displaying the same information, but here you can see that in one gallery control only 4 records you can see that, and here you can see that total 246 different pages are there. So if you just click on the next page, next 4 record will be displayed, and so on. And if I change the page size, let's say 50, then scroll bar is added, but still the page number is there. So here the data viewing is more efficient. So how you can do that in Power App? Hi, this is Krupali from KnowHow Academy. I welcome you all to Power App tutorial. Before going ahead in this video, let me tell you what you will learn from this video. From this video, you will learn how to create pagination in gallery control. So without delay, let's get started. So here I have designed one screen which includes the proper header, then it include one drop down list which will display that how many records you want to see in one page of gallery control. So I'm giving option that 4 records, 10 record, 25 records, 50 records, 100 records, and 150. So that means on one page it will display that 150 record and so on. And here I have taken this arrow which can go back, that is on previous page, and this arrow will go to the next page. So basically I am not creating a different screen, but in gallery control I am creating pagination such a way that you will get an idea that you are going to the next page and so on. And here you will display the page number like this. Let me show you. Like this here, page number 1 of 20, then 2 of 20, and so on. So how you can do that? So first of all, what you need to do, you need to design a screen which I have designed. Then you need to create one variable which contain the total number of records in the gallery control or from the data set. But first of all, let me show you the data. Here I am using employee data. Let me click on edit, and here is the data of employee which contain I think more than 950 records. Okay, still data is loading. So here this much data is there. Now here if I want to display data in gallery control, lots of scrolling I need to do. So what I will do, I will take one variable which contain the total number of records in the data set. Okay, so let me take one label control here. And here for your understanding purpose, I will first display the total number of records in the data set. So here I will write like this: total records are, then concatenation, and you need to use countif function. Then inside that you need to write the data source name, and then you should write true. So it will return the total number of data set, total number of records. So here there are total 983 records are there. Now what I want to do, if here total 983 records are there, and here if I run it, let's say here if I want to display 4 records in one gallery, or you can say 4 records on one page, if I can display 50 records, I can display 25 records per page. So for that I need to find out the what can be the total number of page that possible. So for that what I can do, I need to divide the total number of records by the page size. So let's say in one page 4 records are there, so I will divide 983 by 4. If in one page 50 records can be there, so for that I need to divide 983 by 50, so that I can do that. So what I can do here in page number, what I will write here, let me just write it properly. Here I'm just writing it, and here once again I'm writing the total number of pages. So let's say here total number of pages, then ampersand, and then I will round off, or you can say that count if, then employee data, and then true. Okay, so this is the way that 983 divide by whatever the drop down data is there, dot selected, not selected, selected value. So whatever the value it can be there, it should display like that. So if I want to display 50 records on one page, then total 19.66 pages are there. But let's say I want to round off it. So what I can do, I can apply round, and I need to complete the bracket, and with which, so let's say if I supply 0, that means it will round up to 0 decimal. If I write 1, then it will round up to 1 point, but here I want integer portion, so I will round up to 0 point. So here you can see that there are total 983 pages, 983 records are there, and total number of pages can be 20. So let's say if I display here, let me just save it and run it. If I want to display 4, then you can see that total 246 pages can be there. If I want to display 100 record per page, then 10 records can be, 10 pages can be there. If I want to display 150 records per page, then 7 different pages will be there. So this way you can get the total number of pages, right? Now what next thing I need to do? I need to create one variable which can increment the page number. So for that I will create one variable on app start event, which I have already created on start. Let me show you. Here I have created a variable page number, that is page number 1. Okay, so I will initialize with the page number 1. Then when I click on next, it will convert the page number into the 2. When I click on previous, then it will minus the value of from the current page. So it should be like that. Let me go to that, and here set the value, set variable page number equal to variable page number plus 1. Why? Because I am writing this code on a next. So this done. So let me, and here from the previous page I need to minus it. So set the variable page number equal to variable page number minus 1. Now let's test it, and here I will display the current page number also. Okay, so page number, and then here I will display variable page number. Here let me save it, and let me just write it here. Click here and click on run on start, and let me save it. So here if I click on next, you can see the page number is increased, and when I click on previous, a page number is decreasing. But here the problem is that if when I click on the minus, then 0 page number, minus 2 page number, minus 3 page number. So that is not the thing. So what I need to keep it in mind when I decrementing the page, here I need to keep it in mind that page number cannot be less than 0. If it is less than 0, then I should not decrement the value of the variable page number. So for that what I can do, I can write some condition. So here what I will do, I will write it like that. Here if variable page number is less than or equal to 0, then I should write variable page number. So whatever the number of there is there, otherwise I need to decrement it. Okay, so let me just write it and remove this exclamation which I accidentally put it. Okay, so here let's test it. Let me just click on run on start, so it can be on a first page, and then let's say if I increase the value 1 2 3, it can increase, and if I try to decrement it, it will not decrement, so it can be on a one page. That's it. So here this is the thing. Now next thing what I need to do, it should not increase the total number of page size. That means if I select here the 150 records per page, then total page can be 7. If I click on next after 7, then it should not increase the value of the page. So what I can do, I need to do some changes in the next button. Okay, so here once again I need to write the code here like this. Let me just remove it. If what I need to write, that if variable page number is greater than, or you can say is less than or equal to let's say total number of pages, or you can say number of pages can be possible. So number of pages I can get using this formula here. Write this, right? So let me just copy that and write it on condition like this. I need to manually copy it. Let me just write it. Control Command C. I'm using Mac, that's why I need to press Command, otherwise Control. Okay. Now if the variable pages number is less than or equal to the page number, total page numbers, then I need to set the variable page, or you can say that set variable page number equal to variable page number. That is, if it is 7, then I need to keep it as a 7. Otherwise, I can increment it. So set variable page number plus 1. Now let's complete the bracket, and here it is something is changing. So let me just check what's the problem is there. So here this is the condition. Then if the condition is true, then I need to write like this, and if the condition is false, I need to write like that. Here I need to write set variable page number, here variable page number plus 1. Okay, and remove this extra s which I have written. So let me just save it and run it. Okay, right now I need to just click on again run on start. So every value will be set with its default value. Now let's see that 1, 2, it's not increasing. Let me just check it. What I have done, the changes, mistake, not changes. So if the variable page number is less than equal to, then I need to increment it, otherwise I need to decrement it. Sorry, not decrement it, otherwise I need to set it as it is. So here I just changed the true part and just okay. Now let's save it. And here maybe I have made some mistake again in writing the syntax like this, set, and here I forget to write comma. So it's done. Here in previous, if it is less than, then it should not increment. So here I have set the condition by mistake like that. So here you can see that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, still it is okay. So here it is less than or equal to sign, it is there. So it is always with the one more. So here I need to write it instead of less than equal to, I need to write less than. Okay, so it's done. Let me click on this 3 dot and let me save it, or save it and run on start. So let me do it again. So here one page number, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And if it is more than 7, it will not increase the page number. You can write a code that it can disable this button, and you can write the code that if the page number is 1 and I try to click on the previous page, then it should be disabled. You can try like that also, but here for this demo purpose I am just using this condition. Okay, so here I have done with the incrementing the total number of page and deciding the what can be the total number of page if the page size is 4 record per page, 150 records per page. Now let me do one more thing. Let's say here I am selecting 10 records. So automatically it can increase more than 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it will go until 98, then it can not increase. If I write it as 100, then page size here you can see the 18. So here if I'm selecting the value, so I need to reset the value of page number. That you should keep it in mind. So let's say if I'm keeping it 10, then 18, 19, and if I'm decreasing it, that is okay. Now let's say if I'm selecting here the 100 pages, so it should not increase more than 10. Now see, it is not increasing. So once you are selecting this value, you need to reset the page number again. Okay, so that you can do it. Okay, so let me just here write the code that on selection, on change, I can write set variable page number equal to 1. Not equal to, but this is the way of writing, assigning the value. So I'm resetting the value. Okay, now here the most challenging parts come here. When I select the page size as 4, then my gallery control should display 4 record. When I change the 10 records, then my gallery control will display only 10 records per page. So how I can do that? So for that, in Microsoft Power App, two functions you can use. First is a first and function. Now let me just click on that and write it here like that. First, and then here write employee data and comma and 4, let's say. So here it will display first 4 records, not first but sorry, first n. So it will display only first 4 records. Now if I write it instead of 4, if I write it like this 10, then it will display first 10 records. But here I should not write this number of record manually or statically. It can change depending on the selection of page size. So for that, what you can do, you can write here like that. Okay, drop down page size dot data dot selected value. If I write like this, let me just see what happened. Here if I am displaying the 4, then it is displaying 4 records. If I am selecting 10, so it is displaying the first 10 records. If I am selecting 25, then it is displaying the first 25 records. And then I am clicking on 100, so it is displaying 100. So here still one problem is there. If I click on the next page, then it should display from 101 to 200, but that is not actually possible. So for that, what I can do, I can write a formula that can display first and last records on between the things. So for that, what you can do, let me just write it. Let me click on this and change the code. So first of all, let's say here, let me write this formula and explain it. So here I have written a formula that is last n, and inside a last n I am selecting a first n. Now let me explain this code step by step. So let me copy it and paste it in online notepad and explain you. So here let's understand that. So here we are using the drop down page value, selected value, then we are using page number, and again we are using the selected value. So let's say from drop down list I am selecting 4 and my page number is, let's say, 1. Now what this record will do, or how this formula will work. So first what it will do last n, then what employee data. So here this is my data. Then drop down page dot selected value. So let's say my drop down selected value is 4. So here I'm writing 4. Then here also I'm writing first n. So here inside of first n, and then I am selecting 4, and then into variable page size. That is what can be the number of page, not variable page size but variable page number. So 4 into 1, and then let's say drop down dot selected value 4. So it will execute like that. So let's simplify that. So data, let's say first how many records, 4 into 1. So first 4 record. Okay, so it will do that. First 4 record it will return from the data. So and again here it can be like that 4. So here from the entire data set, first 4 record it will display. Then from the first 4 record it will display last 4 records. So first 4 and last 4 both is same, so it will display 4 records. Okay, now let's say here the page size is 2. So it will display next 5 to 8 records. Okay, so let me do that. How you can do that? So let's say here last n. Okay, now here is my data. Now here drop down page, so dot selected value. Okay, so here let me just write it first n, then I'm writing data, and then let's say drop down selected page number is 4. Okay, page size you can say 4 into page number, that is 2. Okay, and here after the comma you need to select the what can be the selected page number. So page size is 4. Now let's simplify that how it should look. So let's say last n, then inside last n, first n, and here data, and 4 into 2. So first 8 record it will get. From the first 8, I want to select the last 8 records. So here, out of the 8 record, it will select the last 4 records. So again, 5 to 8 record will be displayed. So this way, you know that things will work. So I hope you understand how to write this code. Okay. Now let me just execute it. Let me run it. Now let me select the page number 4. So you can see that first 4 record is displaying. Then next 5 records. Then next 4 records, next 4 records, and so on. Now let's say here I am selecting 150 records. So here per page 150 record will be displayed. Total page size is 7. So here first 50 records. Now when I change it, you can see some changes. That is, in 150 one batch, then in second batch again 150 new records can be there, and so on. So here this way you can create paginated gallery in Power App. Only 2 things you need to keep it in mind, that when you are selecting the data or when you are displaying data in gallery control, you should use the last n and first n function, and using that you can create paginated gallery in Power App. I hope you understand that. Before ending this video, let me tell you what you have learned from this video. From this video, you have learned how to create paginated gallery in Power App. Thank you for choosing KnowHow Academy as a source of your IT knowledge. We are always here to help you to navigate through the tech world. If you have any question, do not feel hesitate to reach out to us. Stay curious, keep learning.